What's up, TD Mafia? It's Yeti. I think we're back. Hopefully, you guys can hear us this time. This is, I'm telling you guys, like producing on your own and making sure all this stuff is set is one of the most difficult things to do. And then when you are doing it by yourself and you just don't test it with anybody else, you're stuck here. So we got it, right?
I hope so. Can you hear us now?
If you guys, I hate doing this in a podcast, so we're just going to continue to go.
Hey, Andre Roy.
It works. Yay, look, it's the mute button. I'm telling you guys, producing and doing this stuff I'm over it. It's why I will always do this with somebody else. Is there's so many, you can test it, you can do it. It's why I respect when people like Chaos Theory and when Rucker and those guys are doing it. Thanks for the call, Rucker, and the mute button. Please don't tell me that's what it was. It is exactly what that was the mute button. So here we are. It's our lives are frantic enough as it is.
Mike Farrell.
Yeah.
Just here.
Yeah, you can control that now. Now that we have the comments up, and I'm sorry, you guys. Usually have the comments going. I'm gonna leave Timber in charge of that. Not her fault. It's difficult. Like doing podcasts is tough, and when you like JP and I, you guys we have a relationship, and like we just flow, right?
You and me, or
well, us too, but JP and I, like there's.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll put the episode that this episode is going to be a companion to interview that we're going to do with Lady Frost, along with Victor Benjamin. We watched Bloodsport last night, so yes. Again, since people can hear us now,
second time we've said this now, but we did watch Bloodsport last night. Pretty amazing.
What did you think about? You watched more matches than I did. Now that you guys can hear us,
I was straight up fangirling.
You watched more matches than I did. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know what Bloodsport is a shoot style professional wrestling. Did you think you thought it was real? 100% thought it. You think 100% John Moxley concussed, like everything last night.
Yeah, he went like cooked spaghetti noodle. He went like totally limp, and then he was all like clusterfucked and couldn't figure out what was going on. And it's real to me, damn it.
Okay, I'm just asking. The reason I ask is because I bought it for a little bit. With the amount of blood that came out of his forehead.
Forehead, yes.
The elbows that he took from Barnett, like for those people that don't know, shoot style is really, this is just, I equate it to sparring and boxing, right?
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
If you did it sparring and boxing, you can get close to the mic, that way they can hear your sexy voice. This is why we're getting one of those. I'm getting one of those microphones because it's hard for me. My voice is so deep and yours is so soft. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me.
Can you guys hear me?
This is, what I feel. I feel like Beyonce. Test. I feel like Beyonce.
You're a little too white, but
I'm sorry. If you're a wrestling couple, you two would be Miss Elizabeth and Macho. Oh, thanks, Tommy Flynn. You're so nice.
He doesn't look good in yellow, though. I don't think.
Who?
You.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm Miss Elizabeth. Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
Fuck. Excuse my French. That's not. I got to quit saying that word. Jax is starting to talk, so my F words need to be limited very much. So we're going to talk mainly about Bloodsport. You guys have been here long enough. I want to spin the wheel. Do you know how to get the wheel up?
I am gonna figure it out.
So while Timber figures this out, so shoot styles is, I'm a huge fan of Drew Gulak. He was a kid when
I'm gonna go share.
Yep, he was a kid in CZW that I fell in love with because of his size and his ability to just post where he shouldn't be able to post, and slam people he shouldn't be able to slam, and work the way that he shouldn't have been able to work. And I think I could attribute that a lot to Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero's time in CZW and Ring of Honor before they left. And that carried on through Paradigm. So I watched wrestling from noon on Thursday until whenever midnight. The last show was on midnight.
Yeah.
And then that was Wednesday, right? Yeah, shit, I can't even. This is Bloodsport. It messed me. I mean, it was.
Tommy, I tweeted yesterday. Tommy, do you not see your name on there?
Tommy's on there. He's on there.
Okay.
Yep. Tommy has a permanent spot on the wheel on a lot of occasions.
Tommy has one, and I have to work for mine.
Yeah, you got to work for yours. Why wouldn't you have to work for yours? You know, just because you're here doesn't mean you're an automatic shoo-in. That's cheating. You should watch more Blaze with your son. That's cheating, Crusher. Dude, we're gonna give away a really cool fig. But I watched Paradigm Wrestling. It was a smaller version of what we watched last night, where they weren't really fighting; they were shoot wrestling. It was cool. It was odd, but I tweeted something out. You know, it's been fun interacting on WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, right? We got interaction from Natty Nightheart, interaction from Drew Gulak.
And Lady Frost and
they're just friends now. They're Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Plus, they live in Pittsburgh. Plus,
yeah.
I'm super excited to sit down with Victor Benjamin, and I'm also excited to sit down with Lady Frost. Because for a lot of you that don't know, they were married by Mick Foley, which is he's my all-time favorite. And I haven't asked the story. They haven't told the story. This has been almost 2 years now that we've been waiting for a time that was convenient for everybody. It just seems like the time has become more and more convenient when it's time. And this is just time because I hadn't watched a Bloodsport. I'd pushed it off. I've loved death match wrestling. I love hardcore shit. This is literally Timber's first year in pro wrestling. And when I'm going to shut up after I make this point. And you've you've watched some of the Japanese stuff. You saw the ECW highlight video with Mass Transit with all the blood. You watched Bloodsport last night. Mm-hmm. On a scale, I can see where somebody would interpret that. Last night was real. It got to a point where it blurred that line a lot, even for me. Like it blurred that line a lot for me between what's real and what wasn't. And that was where it caught me. Like I got, for the first time in a long time, I was literally emotionally involved in a bout, is what they were referring to them as. There was 12 bouts, 24 guys and gals in these matches. Yep. But Barnett and Moxley's was next level. You watched Britt Baker in Thunder Rosa, which was that was, I would say, in my opinion, match of the year for women at least. I don't say stuff like that yet. I haven't watched enough
so far.
I haven't watched enough yet. I think there's some for women, maybe, but I don't know. I can't say that because I'm a huge fan of Thunder Rosa. I'm a huge we're connected through Wrestling News Source and people that go it's hard. Like her Mission Pro stuff and everything that Chaos Theory is doing down there is going to be really cool. But you have it's like a base knowledge, but last night was something different, right? Was it for you?
Watching Mox in Bloodsport versus where I normally watch him.
Yeah.
It was same character, but just so much more intense. And it was eye-opening. Is that the...
Oh, absolutely. There was a time where we were both sitting there last night and you were like, "Hey, what's Moxley's? What was his name in
Took a-
WWE?" And I was like,
Oh my god.
"It's old age for me. I don't know what your excuse is, but mine is old age. Mine was I forgot." Like Dean Ambrose had been, I guess, stricken from our minds, some way or another. But I think last night, because I'm a deathmatch fan. Most people that know me know that, like that magazine over there.
Oh, I really like deathmatch as well.
Know me that it's where I
agree, Mike Farrell, match of the year, period. And Elvis, by the way, we don't use that kind of language here.
what?
That's not okay. Boo, Steelers.
No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't say boo Steelers here.
No, we don't.
I'm just kidding. Victor Benjamin. This will be kind of a companion to that. I don't know what to say. Like, I didn't know what to say last night. I missed Davey Boy Smith Jr. I missed some other guys that I missed their bouts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. I own it now through Fight. Like, I paid $20. It was worth the $20.
Oh, totally.
I think it was worth the $20. I was questioning it at first. I was like, is this going to be like what I watched on Thursday morning on IWTV? I was like, oh, please don't. Like, this can't be that. And I was like, no, Barnett and Moxley. It has to be a build. There's got to be a start. So,
well, and like at the beginning of it, I was like, Moxley's got this, no big deal. And then Barnett came out, and I was like, that is a meat mountain. That is one huge man.
And what did you say after the fight and you heard him talk? Like, his voice didn't match his body?
Yeah, I was like, that voice should not go with that body at all.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's probably, hey, Joe.
Joe Slinza. Hope you're having a good night too. So let's, should we shuffle that? Can you shuffle that, and we'll spin this, and let's give away a pretty cool Sasha Banks fig. You have to, that's the fun part. And then you just shuffle. See, there's Tommy Flynn right there. I see him. Yeah. See, big thing, wrestling. JJ is on there 4 times because we forgot him last week. That's kind of my bad. That's kind of my bad, or our bad. So
shame.
If you guys don't see your name on there, just let us know. We'll get it on there. But I don't share any audio. I don't think there's any. Maybe there's audio. I didn't share it when I shared the screen, so we're just going to talk over the wheel as it spins.
Hopefully. All right. How do I do this?
So you just. Yep.
And. That way?
Yeah. So that's it. Like, literally, all you got to do is retweet our tweet that we have every week, and you're entered in there.
No,
of course, there are
make it spin.
There are other ways. Of course, you have to like, and you have to do all the other stuff. So let's spin the wheel and see who wins. We can hear the music, but you guys can't. I don't. JP set this up. Like, I didn't go into the settings, so it could be set for. It's probably set for 60 seconds because I think that's what the intro was that Chaos Theory did for.
That's not too bad.
Well, I think that's what Chaos Theory did for us. This is going to land on Wrestling JJ. Just because.
Stir potato duck.
No, this is Wrestling JJ. This is C.
Oh.
Perfect.
Yep.
Way to shuffle, honey.
I'm a good shuffler.
Yeah, so Wrestling JJ, look at that. He actually reached out to us last week because we missed him. So we made sure that we had his name on here again.
Oh, well, good.
This week, which it happens, like it literally does. So congratulations to you, man. Just reach out to me. I'll make sure we get that fig out to you. It's pretty easy. I sent that Io Shirai out to Doing the Favor.
And this Sasha is a pretty cool one.
I like that Sasha.
I do.
So congratulations. That's the fig. Now let's talk a lot more Bloodsport now that we got the fig stuff out of the way.
Yes.
Look at that. I look pretty nice. Look at that. For you guys that are just listening, I look pretty good. That light banging off the table right there. That's my Chris Rucker light. He's got one of those fancy lights now that he's a Twitch.
The ring light?
Yeah, he's a.
Okay, so what you're telling me is
Chris Rucker is a Twitch bitch. No, is that what they call them?
What you just called them?
Wow. Well, actually, I should make fun of them. They're doing the
Oh,
80 Proof Pod.
No, you
follow them. They're on Friday nights hanging out.
I would definitely make fun of Rucker. He likes pumpkin spice everything. I'm pretty sure he
That's what we call
bathes in it. We call Rucker juice.
That's what we call Rucker juice. And then it's weird how
and now
a
he has
lot
a
of
ring
people
light.
in podcasts have entered our everyday things.
I know.
It's weird. It's fun though. It's really fun. So I don't know. Anyway, I want to get Bloodsport, and what I saw last night was super, super fun. Interview with Victor Benjamin and Lady Frost is going to happen on Sunday.
Mhm.
I think JP's traveling on Sunday, so it may be you and I again hanging out with them, which will be pretty cool. They're going to be traveling back for Mania weekend. I know Lady Frost had some stuff that she was doing on the fight side. That's what's fun for me is you have IWTV that's going and doing shows in 2 days. Fight does stuff for 2 days. They call it the Collective. They charge $140 for all those shows, but IWTV you get it for $10 a month. So,
wow, it's a deal.
Well, I guess it just depends on who you are. I chose to just buy one this year. I was gonna because last year I almost did the Collective. I almost bought all of it just to have it so I could go back and watch it. I didn't.
Why not?
But it didn't make sense.
Oh.
This year it made sense because we're going to be interviewing a guy that was actually on the pay-per-view, right?
Mm-hmm.
With his wife that is competes in AEW. It just made more sense to do that. Like it was $20. It was $20. Look at Wrestling JJ says
yes.
See, it's funny how things work because last week when JP and Chaos Theory Pod spun, we won. Actual podcast won, so they shuffled again.
Yeah.
Right. And
well,
then
that's like
doing the favorite one.
I give you guys crap about putting my name on the wheel, but like if it lands on mine, unless it's like a super cool fig, I tell you guys just to respin anyway.
I debated. I don't know. I guess it's fun. You're welcome, Wrestling JD.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's why
welcome,
it's. I don't mean to I don't mean to brag, and you can back this up, but there are podcasts out there that have interactions. Like I'm pretty good on Twitter. Boot to the Face is pretty good on Twitter.
You're a Twitter junkie.
I'm a Twitter god in my mind.
I almost said a really bad word.
Twitter god in my mind.
I'm amazing.
I'm a god at everything in my mind. I just want to tell you, like, I'm super impressed how you've just decided to,
me?
Yeah,
okay.
consumed the amount of pro wrestling and shit that people don't watch or wouldn't watch, like the shit that Bloodsport's an obscure out there GCW product that.
I think if people
how many people do you think were there? Honestly, I told JP if I just quickly counted because I said how many. I'm like, okay, if I go left to right 15, there's 5 rows at least, right?
75. That's just what, one side?
Yeah.
I was gonna go with about 300 anyway.
Well, I went with 5, but I had the picture. I posted the picture, so I'm gonna be interested to see. Like, can you find out what? I want to know what. Okay. When Josh Barnett does this and Fight puts it on, it's $19.99 percentages, and this is where JP comes in because he does this stuff. He knows this stuff. Like for everybody that's listening to this, one of these episodes that we're going to talk about is how podcasts have changed how talent and how talent gets booked and how shows get worked. And what I mean by that is there was bookers, promoters, agents, workers, right?
Well, they were all there.
Well, they all worked together and they split what was there. Now, and I don't want to go into too much detail, but the really cool thing about doing a podcast with somebody like JP is like he gets into the history of why a promoter does what he does or why a booker does what a booker does. And why an agent would do what an agent does. The difference now is you have an additional party in that, meaning a fan, a podcast that have a mutual agreement. And for me, it's a phenomenal thing for people that have the ability to do this. Like Chaos Theory Pod, Mike Farrell's he's down with Mission Pro with Thunder Rosa, hanging out down there
right now.
Not right now, but he just did one interview. And you guys, sorry, dude, I don't know. It's just I've been a Twitter bandit. I've been an independent wrestling machine for this entire week. Like, look at this. I'm tired. Timber rolled in here at 4:05.
Yeah.
Right.
Like an hour.
I'm in my I'm in my kilt.
Yeah, he is.
I'm in my kilt. And I'm asleep, and we have an hour to go, and I'm like, oh my God, we have to do a podcast, because all I have done is consumed that first day, midnight. It was going. We watched a very good professional wrestler. You missed that while I was cooking dinner.
I missed it.
That was an amazing documentary.
20-ish minutes.
Yep. I'm almost, I will, if you guys want to watch a very good professional wrestler's documentary, hit me up. Jeff Cannonball, right?
They're doing,
Jeff Cannonball, he was our first interview when we started to get back. JP grabbed JP. He just grabbed Jeff Cannonball out of the air, and we interviewed him. It was when JP ate the hot sauce before video. We didn't do video. Like when we did this, and he was gone. Like he had to go vomit. It was one of there's interviews like that. The Natty Neidhart interview. When people ask me, what's your favorite interview? I can't, it's hard. It's so hard for me to come up with a name of whatever, because there's little intricacies in, like stories behind. Jeff Cannonball is one of the most interesting dudes in that I've ever had a chance to talk to, where if you guys haven't do it, check out Jeff Cannonball and his soda reviews. He'll taste it and he'll give you a one-liner as far as what it is. He's practicing. It's the coolest thing in the world. I love it. The fact that he's at H2O, he's learning from Tremont. He's part of that crew, and those guys are everywhere. What tripped me out is I saw Ricky Shane Page the other day in all white in a ponytail, not being Ricky Shane Page in 44 Ohio. And that not many people are going to know exactly what I said when I say 44 Ohio. It's how much fun I have watching this stuff before. Like, I didn't even watch NXT last night. All we did was watch Bloodsport. Jasmine Allure, that's the interview that Mike did. And he'll continue to go down there and do interviews. Our deal is that
he did the the interview on here, or did he on
his podcast?
Yes. Oh, okay.
His podcast. Yeah. He could do it here if he wanted to. I don't give a shit. Cool. You know, that's just how we roll. But I'm impressed how, I just want to get back to, it's fun. Like, there's no other person that would immerse themselves in, it's my world. Like, pro wrestling is literally my world. And the reason why is because now it's begun to literally pay off.
Well, yeah. And you were saying you were impressed by the amount of literal, like, hours and hours and hours of wrestling that I've watched with you.
Yeah.
Or
it's always on. Like, tell me it's not.
Always.
If it's not
always on.
Here's two things. I think I've listened to more pro wrestling and baseball than I've ever watched, because it's on and I'm just listening to it.
It's like ambient background noise, but it's normal for us, and I like it.
And it just works. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think it's a healthy distraction from a lot of shit that's going on in the world, that we keep ourselves in the bubble. I don't know. I think this is. I told JP, I said so Knuckles was the other interview that we did. Mm-hmm. And that was another one where the amount of work that he did and the people that he worked with and what he did it's crazy to me.
Guys,
This is
Be right back.
Podcasting Weekly with us. Timber bought a smart vacuum. Fucker's dumb. Dumb. She's chasing it right now. She's chasing the smart vacuum right down there. Oh shit. Oh man. So anyway, this is why I will never do a podcast on my own. Like I will always have somebody doing it with me. Do you know why?
So you can push the blame on somebody else?
Yes.
Aha,
Every
see?
time.
I know him, guys. I know
Every
him.
time. Thank you. I have honestly, and I'm just throwing this out there, like probably 4 more minutes here or more. There's
JP.
I miss you, brother.
We love you.
It's for the first time, like I've got the biggest pull. Like JP and I have never met.
No. And I think it's friggin' weird.
It's not though, because if you go back to lineage and you think about how we were supposed to, and we did our own thing. Like the podcast just kind of it stayed there. We talked once in a while, but we both had our own shit that we had to deal with.
It's
and
like
I think
the longest long distance relationship I've ever known about.
I think I can honestly tell you, I think JP and I communicate more than you and I do.
Oh, easy. Like I am your side B. You guys have way more of a relationship than we do.
If you want to get technical, you're probably my side B if you put wrestling in there.
Ooh, wow. Talk about right to the heart on that one. Jesus.
No, you come first, and I'm just giving you a hard time. And the cool thing is we can sit here and do this podcast, and Jax is back there doing his thing, and he's not, flying around. And that just, we're lucky because we get the chance to immerse. He doesn't hang out around and us and enjoy this. Like he's got his own Blaze the Monster Machines, and yeah, he'll say championship. But when it's he doesn't. It's not around it. He's too busy watching Blaze or Paw Patrol or Saving the World with Batman and Robin or whatever.
Or dumping water out of the bathtub.
Whatever. That's what they do. But I just, while everybody's here, just thanks for hanging out and letting me do this. And it's always going to be a hobby. Monetarily, we make a few bucks here and there at it.
Thanks, JP.
We do what we do. But all in all, will we ever make it to, we just want to make it to Barstool Sports. That's all we want to do. We just want to podcast for a living. That's all we're trying to do. And the fun thing for us is that when we've got guys that are on IWTV and they're talking, and there's guys that have worn the Limitless belt, Randy Carver is, I really feel like the next Paul Heyman. He's like the kid that just doesn't quit. He knows how to use talent, and he brings them in. And if we're gonna put our name on something, and we're real scared to do it, we're real hesitant to put our brand and our name on something, because there's podcasts and those guys that are out there listening right now know like they're dying daily. They're gone. They quit and they die away. So you ask me like, why haven't you guys met? It's just because it's difficult. It's hard. Like the run that most people have in their lives is shit. It sucks. Like every time we get a chance to go do something, like there's WrestleManias, there's whatever, there's something unfortunate happens in one of our lives that has prohibited that. So that's why Mania next year is the goal. Like that's it. That's all we're focused on. That's all we're looking to do is.
And that's you, me, JP, Chaos Theory, Rucker.
That's anybody that wants to come be a part of this. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to.
I mean, it's not like if you're not invited, you can't come.
At this point in time, and their stuff works in, and JP is so connected to the New England pro wrestling scene, which is a feeder program to WWE and all the other places that there's connections and plugs being made to where it's going to open up doors for a lot of people, for a lot of things if it happens. And people are going to be pissed off because we're going to piss people off.
Well, but you guys have been around for 15 years and you've put in the time, you put in the effort, you put in the work, and you put your name out there, and you've, reached out to people. They can be as mad as they want, but they're only mad because they didn't do it first.
No, and we make sure that we do a good job of protecting that brand and surrounding ourselves around good people like Rucker and Jay and Dez and Mike and RJ
Bobby
and
D.
just people that do what we do, right?
Yeah.
They do it way different than we do, way different than we do,
Right?
In a lot of ways. But that's what makes it more fun, is because who wants to do the same podcast that person's doing? You don't want to do that. The reason I listen to Boot to the Face or Talkamania is because how much NXT did I consume this week? Barely any, right?
Like a match or two, maybe.
It's because I don't. It's because I'm listening to them and laughing, and like I will envision the storylines and what they're talking about. And when I go back to watch it, it's just different for me. Love calling Josh saying, "Hey, you ready to piss a person off?" Yeah. See?
Yeah.
And JP knows this, and he saved me from so many times of telling the right people to fuck off at the wrong times. We're at that point where we can tell the right people to fuck off at the right time. And for us, that's a big thing. People have treated us differently because we're more successful than they am. And none of those are people that we're associated with or friends with as far as podcasts anywhere. I'm speaking next level, where they have, I don't know. It's because we've been around so long and we've done what we've done. And we have been a party of, I think, to some prank calls in TNA's history. This is no shit. This is verifiable.
I've heard the stories
There
about
have
this
been
one,
prank
yes.
calls to people in TNA's history that probably shouldn't have been made.
But you guys are still here.
We're still here. We're still here. And if you're going to give your number out and you're going to share that as public information, you better be ready for people like us to use it in a proper manner, which means playing practical jokes.
Exactly.
Just not live or on air and people listening.
Just like you guys should all DM Boot to the Face with some sort of random.
And the fun thing is the reason we do stuff like that is because we love pro wrestling. We love people that love pro wrestling, and I can't wait to just go hang out with these people and do some amazing things and just have the pro wrestlers that we love and adore because they entertain us up here in 2-dimensional, like just seeing them in 3D.
Well, they are your line to what we consume as wrestling. And
when you listen to JP talk about how podcasts are going to be changing how independent wrestling is booked and created, it's the same thing with Ronda Rousey. She's going to be back. Like anybody that ever, I say it like too much. I'm a Valley girl.
Like totally.
Yeah. Anyway, that's 35 minutes of us. And I'm totally looking forward to talking to Lady Frost and Victor Benjamin on Sunday. Super humbled.
I need to do a little bit of research, I think.
Right.
I.e., I need to consume more wrestling.
No.
I don't want to sound like an idiot.
We're probably going to talk. JP could probably verify this. We'll probably talk in this conversation 10% wrestling and 90% of it.
So you mean just like this podcast? Because you've talked for 33 minutes and I've talked for 2. So is that what you're talking about? I'm not wrong. Gotta watch 80 Proof tonight. Big things in store tonight. Ooh. Now you can talk. Oh my gosh. Now he's gonna throw a fit. Great. Stop.
This is your chance. Take it.
Nope.
I do talk a lot.
You do, but I like it. You do talk a lot, but then I get to like, run my ideas off of you and bounce them off, and then you.
I do talk a lot. I take
know.
over podcasts. It is a character defect I'm working on. So thank you for pointing that out.
Sickness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, I'm.
It's not a bad thing. You say what you want to say, and you get it out there. If people like it, cool. If not, well.
No, I wait for people to oppose me because I want to hear their opinion. I want to look somebody in the eye and I want to have a conversation and I want them to disagree with me. That's why Rucker's so much fun, because that guy he'll be the first one to kick me in the dirt, but he'll be the first one to pick me up, just like JP, just like Barrel. It really is, because they understand like this is difficult. This is hard.
Someone bought a large satchel of Richards. I love it. We might have to watch it tonight.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on and filling in for JP. Sorry if I do my usual things and take over.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with you.
I like that you like to hang out with me.
I do.
I like that you like to hang out with me and that you like to watch pro wrestling.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
that and
man.
Like we said, it's on all the time, so it's just like I just
I'm
watch
committed.
It. It's just
I'm just committed. Like I'm at an age in my life where
thank you, Joe.
Where I'm all in what we're doing, and I'm all in on everybody else that's doing what they're doing, because I want one of the podcasts that I know or hang out with to go somewhere like Swerve City with Swerve and Montezi.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching what they've done, being on the network, on their network of podcasts, is really cool. And, I just want to see somebody be that successful. And people always ask me, like, how do you judge your success? It's like, how much more successful can I make somebody besides me?
Oh.
So that's really that's how I measure it. And
how can you put somebody over like that?
Yeah, that is our. If anybody asks us, what is your podcast about? It's about putting people over. It's about making sure that we have an avenue to expose them to 500,000 people that they would have necessarily. If you can get 1% of 500,000 people, wouldn't you take that all day long?
Yep. Sure would.
Yeah, I would too. So we try to do our best to find really good people that tell a really good story, that we're not afraid to be behind and back and tweet and wear their gear and cheer and, watch Anthony Green on my TV on Wednesdays and just be super humbled by that.
I want to know, honestly, I mean, you can't really answer it, but I want to know how many people that you've had on the show that because they've been on the show, people are like, the Three Irish Boys think this person, is pretty good. Maybe we should watch him. Give him,
We already know. We do. It's a carny business. It's carnival. It's about doing the right thing, having the right people, opening the right doors, and knocking the right ways. It's really all it comes down to. And we do it the right way.
Aww.
We just do it our way. So that's how it works. Is we continue to try and do the best that we can for like, I want to, if somebody would have called me 10 years ago and they asked me, I want to learn how to podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't have shown them.
Well, because you were still learning yourself and you wanted to put yourself over.
No, I wanted, right? Because I was learning myself. I mean, it got to a point where you would have to use Winamp. You would have to use a paid Skype account through another Skype account that would have to go out. And if you did have video, it was horrible,
grainy.
So it was live internet. You could have podcast. You didn't podcast. You recorded that, and then you had to host that someplace and pay an absorbent amount of money for these things. And then along comes like Blog Talk, and that continues to go into blogging, came into podcasts, and
so it was just your whatever your video or whatever is, and then just branched off into other things just to be able to like push it out there.
Yeah, if this would have been available to us when we first started doing this, and if we wouldn't have had the Wrestle Fan Fest shit go down the way that it did, and worked with a real carny and con man that, that's my claim to fame is I'm booking, I'm getting the Ring of Honor out to the West Coast and the Cow Palace again. That was it. That was what was going on. I'm talking to Gabe Sapolsky on a regular basis, and we're trying to figure out how to get Ring of Honor out there. And this guy turns out to be, I mean, you read it. Yeah. So that really, in a nutshell, that destroyed us because that ruined relationships with, imagine doing that to the guys that we've established as, John Silver or Chris Dickinson or Masha or a very good professional wrestler.
Yeah, that was your base, and then you just ruined it. So you have nothing. You can't build an empire on a fucking egg carton.
Glad you said empire. That's fucking awesome right there. I'll take empire. Yeah. That's it. It was tough, and it was humiliating on the next level because we were. Yeah. When you're part of something I mean, you've got Goldberg and I was talking to Roddy Piper.
What?
We were going to go. There was so much stuff that was going on that I was in over my head, and we were trusting somebody that we shouldn't have trusted. So that's why when people ask us, like, why do you guys help people that are just getting started? Like that Deathmatch Mag, they have like 340 followers. Awesome. Guess what? That's just going to grow. The only reason I saw them is because they're playing ads on IWTV. Awesome.
Well, and you guys help people like that because somewhere along the line, someone helped you. It's just, right? I mean, am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, somebody does help us.
Yeah.
But what Wrestle Fan Fest taught us is that if we're going to do this, like we really have to protect the brand. You got to protect the brand. You got to be really careful and selective about who you bring on the show.
Yeah.
And people will notice, and they've asked, like, how come you guys don't have as many guests as you used to have? Because the Me Too happened.
Well, because we were fortunate. Selective.
We were fortunate to only have one person that we had on a guest since that happened that was in it. And it's difficult to put all that into perspective. It's tough. And, we just want people to be successful. We don't want them to be at that point where, somebody's Mike Pearl's down there working with Thunder Rosa and Mission Pro, right? Mm. Thunder Rosa is never going to be like the guy that we worked with, right? She's never going to be a shyster and show up and not pay people and not have the money and run. She's going to be consistent, constant, and do what she does, book and push talent, right? Just like if somebody reaches out to us and says, hey, how do you do this? We're going to tell them exactly how we do it and say, good luck, man, if you need any help. Vampiro is a prime example of that.
Exactly. Right? I was just going to say him too.
Vampiro is a prime example of that. He's a great guy. Is he texting me every day? Does he need me for anything anymore? No. Does he reach out and check on us no. Like that's just the business. Could I take that personal? No, because I can reach out to him and he's going to be, he's doing his own thing. Did we help him get there? Absolutely. But do we want credit for that? No, absolutely not, because we don't care. That's the relationship that if we need something, we know we can call him and he's going to help us out, and vice versa. That's why we do things.
But he's proven himself to be that person where he's not going to shit on you or,
No, I know that if
use you and then be like, oh yeah, it's just, whatever, dude.
No, I know if we, and that will be tested in time. Yeah. Because anytime he needed something for us, we came through.
Yes.
Right?
A lot.
And that's how this business works. And that's what I think is so fun about us being able to podcast now as fucking old men.
Old man.
Yes, I am.
No, he's not.
Is that we can share those experiences with people that are doing this now, and make sure that, hey, I'm gonna go sponsor a match, man. I'm gonna take my podcast. I'm gonna take the money. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna pay this promoter this much money, and they're gonna put my name here. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Okay, great, right? 2 questions I would ask, right? How much are you paying?
Okay.
And out of that dollar you're spending, how much are you getting back?
Right.
What's your return on investment? Right.
Right.
As soon as you say that to any shitty promoter or anybody else, they shut down.
Yeah.
Because they're just looking for your money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna dime anybody out right here, but I could fucking pull up my DMs right now and I can pull it out to where, if we're gonna sponsor something, look up a sponsored match. You guys know what sponsored matches are. if we're going to do something like that, we're going to make sure that there's background, right? I don't want to be a synergy where I'm dealing with a petty that's
Right, yeah.
less than 6 and 10-year-old boys or whatever it was. It's out there.
No, it's true.
Look it up. So it's hard. It's hard. And then that's why we lean on these guys a lot. If they have a question like, hey, I'm thinking about talking to this person, or I want to put on a show, and like, absolutely, we're always going to help. And we're always going to be 100% honest and truthful about it because we've been there. I committed suicide. I got to a point I committed suicide because I had embarrassed my name so far and didn't want to be a part of it. There was no going back.
Yeah.
No going back. And that's just the 100% honest truth of it is that's where
Mike
we landed.
Farrell sponsoring Mission Pro on May 1st.
Yeah.
There you go.
So as long as you're getting your return, whether it's followers and social media, as long as you can measure that by what you feel is successful, doesn't fucking matter what that promoter's charging you, does it?
Mm-mm.
As long as you feel like you're getting a return on that and it's making sense to you either in your pocket or in your heart.
Or up here, yeah, exactly.
It's only two places, and we like the pocket. The heart's great, but I have enough friends and family. I just want it in the pocket. Other people want to be part of that. They want to be part of the promotion. They want to feel like part of something.
Right.
Right. And not so much the financial gain. That's what you got to figure out as a podcast is what do you want out of this? Do you want to be in the business? Do you want to write? Do you want to do this? Well, then there's the avenue to go because you obviously have the heart. It's going to take some sacrifice. So this is the avenue you want to go. If it's the cash, then podcast, interview these people. So.
Okay. Can we get back to wrestling now?
Yeah, we're 47 minutes in. It's been an hour. I don't know what we're going to do with this.
Well, I was actually going to say, one question. Why were there no ropes on Bloodsport?
Because it's shoot fighting. There's no ropes. That is basically shoot fighting. It's like cage fighting without a cage or ropes.
Okay.
You're sparring. You're rolling with somebody.
Okay. And then.
Catch point. Drew Gulak.
Okay. And then, hey, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
The amount I figured it was going to be okay, I'm going to say this for lack of better words, like actual wrestling. Yes, there was actual wrestling. It was more grappling, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
That's 100% all it is, and that's part of what an individual needs to master to become a professional wrestler is that style. There's different styles of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like you could go, and how a very good professional wrestler was talking about wrestling with somebody that's from Mexico because everything's on the left instead of the right.
Yeah, everything's backwards.
Everything's backwards.
Well, yeah, sorry.
That's a style. Lucha Libre is a style.
Yeah.
Strong style, the style.
With Japanese
style, yeah.
Japanese grappling,
it's all style, and that's what the key is the professional wrestlers. That's why you travel to Mexico and Japan and do all the things and
to learn all those things and then incorporate it into what you
incorporate that into your own art. Able to tell a story and tell it in different versions for everybody to watch. And a lot of times, you only get one version of a story. It may be just strictly Japanese wrestling. You may get that in an AEW match. It may be strictly a Lucha Libre match, and you may just strictly get that. So yeah, it's an appreciation for that art form, and podcasts get to share in that now. And that's what I'm.
What was up with the friggin' disrespect? By the way, after Masha's match, I would have ripped her freaking arms off and beat her with them.
Do you think that was real?
Does it matter?
Sure it does, because that's sure it does, because if you're watching pro wrestling, what makes you continue to watch it? You're emotionally connected to it, right?
Well, yeah. Okay. If I gave you a kiss and then went like this, straight up into your face, is that gonna?
That didn't happen though.
Well, she didn't kiss her. No, they were wrestling. Like it was like after the Barnett fight. Like they hugged. They were respectful towards each other.
So she was disrespectful to Masha after that match, right?
Yeah.
What does that set up for the next one?
Well, is there another one?
Exactly. You're emotionally invested. That's the key. that is what a booker and a promoter and talent. That's what everybody tries to accomplish, is to get you emotionally invested, because you want
So
to
they're
see them
building a
to.
storyline.
You want to see those two beat the shit out of each other now because of what happened to Masha, right?
Yes.
That's all you want to see. So
If you guys have time, want to get your guys' thought on one night means event for tomorrow.
no idea. Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, any question that is associated with WWE right now, I'm not going to be able to seriously answer you, because I am so 100% invested in the independent wrestling this weekend. I can tell you that I know that the figure that we gave away, I know Sasha and Bianca are a main event tomorrow night, I think.
Yes.
And that's that's literally as far as this WrestleMania for me goes. And I'm not trying. It's just I enjoy watching independent wrestling in the heart more than I like watching the show. And I'll go back and watch the show when I can, but I like to enjoy the independent guys in the moment. So that's why I chose this. I don't know.
I like IWTV because they, not that WWE doesn't, but they like go hard. They're trying to, they're showing what they got.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
Well, thanks for hanging.
Thanks for letting me.
Thanks for filling in for JP. I don't know what this episode has to do with anything other than it's one that we can have.
Sasha and Bianca, our main event for night one.
Yeah. See, there you go. Thank you, Wrestling JJ. That's as far as I can get, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, I know that the Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly went at it last night. I don't know who won. I don't want to know who won. I'm probably going to watch that tonight.
Yes.
I missed a couple of matches on the first night of NXT. I finished some of the other stuff up there. So I'm excited to watch it. And the reason I do that is so I can enjoy it as a mark. So I can sit back and be legitimately surprised by everything that happens.
Yes.
And that is the secret to my enjoyment of professional wrestling. I don't want to know.
Secrets out.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what the card is sometimes in WrestleMania. I don't want to. It's not that I'm not paying attention to it. It's that I want to be genuinely surprised when Ronda Rousey shows up again. I want to be genuinely surprised when Becky Lynch shows up again. I want that emotional investment in WWE that you got it in Bloodsport last night. That's the type of emotional investment that I want to have back again when I watch WWE. The problem is I don't know if I'm going to get it.
Downer. Wrestling JJ, I don't know if Yeti said, but send your address to him either on Three Irish Boys or no, Three Irish Boys. Irish Whip. Sorry. Send your address to him so you can send it out. The Fig.
Yeah, I have your information. I'll reach out to you. She's trying to tell me what to do.
I am not.
Yeah.
You're the HMF, I see.
Yeah. Thanks for watching and listening again. As always, at the number 3 Irish Boys with a Z. Enjoy WrestleMania. Thanks for hanging out with us. Technical Issues Weekly continues.
True.
God, I learned something new again today.
Make sure your mic's on.
Make sure your mic is on, because Chris Rucker will call you if it's not.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Weekend.